Japan assists refugees in Uganda with rice donation. Japan, a shining world leadership awards for compassion, animal protection and generosity laureate, donated 4,758 metric tons of rice to be given to at least 350,000 refugees and 150,000 individuals of the host community in Uganda. The rice supply will be distributed to beneficiaries in 6 refugee settlements by the United Nations World Food Programme and the nation's Prime Minister's Office. Japan also contributed $640,000 in cash to meet the costs of handling, transporting and storing the rice. We thankfully laud your generosity and heaven bless you, Japan. Also, much appreciation, World Food Programme, and the government of Uganda for your unwavering assistance to the vulnerable. May abundance and care reach all of God's beloved children.
European Union, a Shining World Leadership Award for Peace recipient, and a Shining World Leadership Awards for Compassion, Unconditional World Care, and through Caring Laureate, supports green initiatives in member states. EU's Environment and Climate Action Fund, called the LIFE program, has allocated 101.2 million euros to finance 10 large-scale projects in 9 European countries. Plans include waste prevention and reuse in Greece, as well as the conservation of vital habitats, which are also valuable as carbon dioxide sinks in Estonia, Ireland, and Cyprus. Furthermore, improvements will be made to air quality in Slovakia and water quality for the rivers and lakes of Ireland and Latvia. The funds will also support the integration of climate change adaptation into Spain's policies. In addition, nature-based solutions for greening buildings will be implemented in France. 3 cheers European Union and member states on these earth and health protecting initiatives. In celestial light, may Europe inspire the world to further its commitment to climate neutrality.
Singapore to soon host large floating solar farm. The Singapore Public Utilities Board, which manages the nation's water supply, has commissioned Singapore-headquartered leading energy, marine and urban development group, Sembcorp, to construct the nation's largest floating solar farm on the Tenga Reservoir. Once completed, in 2021, the system will generate a peak power of 60 megawatts, enough for 16,000 four-room apartments. The carbon saved each year will be the equivalent of removing 7,000 cars off Singapore's roads, while the electricity generated will also run the water treatment plant at the reservoir. The farm size of 45 football fields makes it one of the largest floating solar systems in the world. We are impressed by your grand project, Singapore Public Utilities Board. In heaven's radiance, may our world continue to steadily advance into a clean energy future.
Bosnia and Herzegovina to green its transportation sector. Under its Green Cities program, the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development has agreed to provide 35 million euros in loans to Bosnia and Herzegovina to develop clean public transportation in the capital city of Sarajevo. Of the total amount, 20 million euros will be allocated to improving the existing 19.5-kilometer tramline. The installation of new tracks will facilitate the purchase of more eco-friendly trams. Plus, another 15 million euros will be used to obtain up to 25 new electric trolley buses, which will approximately halve the fleet's electricity consumption. The projects are expected to help the city reduce over 30% of its transportation-related greenhouse gas emissions, while also reducing its air pollution. Many thanks, European Bank for Reconstruction and Development and Bosnia and Herzegovina for working to building cleaner cities. May the fine citizens of Sarajevo enjoy fresher air and an ever more sustainable planet in divine love.
Chile's food labeling improves public health and changes attitudes. Researchers from the University of North Carolina in the United States have found that Chile's law of food labeling and advertising has led to a 23.7% decrease in the purchases of unhealthy beverages from 2015 to 2017. Designed to address alarming obesity rates in the country, the law requires front-of-package labels on foods and beverages to warn consumers of high levels of calories, sugar, salt, and saturated fats. As a result, many parents and even children are refusing products marked as unhealthy. The bold regulations also set some of the world's strictest limits on junk food advertising for children and bans its sale in schools. Chile's example is inspiring many other countries to implement similar policies. Thank you, University of North Carolina researchers, for these important findings. God bless you, Chilean government, for opening families' eyes to the harmful effects of certain foods, thus successfully changing behaviors. May all world governments do what is right and shape better food norms to protect their co-citizens' health and happiness.
World's cardiology experts agree on benefits of plant-based diet. An international cardiology conference recently held in Washington, D.C., United States, and attended by over 3,000 specialists, highlighted the importance of a veg diet for heart health. For the first time, the conference held a session solely on nutrition called the Great Diet Debate. However, no debating took place as all the physicians on the panel agreed that a plant-based or mostly plant-based diet was the best for heart health. Presenters at the conference included Dr. Kim Williams, vegan former president of the American College of Cardiology, who in his presentation recommended the whole food plant-based diet to prevent cardiovascular disease. Our loving appreciation, all conference participants and cardiologists who are spreading the good news of vegan nutrition to one another and their patients. We pray that all people will switch to vegan food to live longer lives, raised by the saints.
Rescued puppy makes a positive difference at a school in Turkey. Findik, whose name means hazelnut, attended classes with students in a tailor-made uniform at Kayacik Martir Halluk Yilmaz Primary School in the town of Tokat, Turkey. He was rescued from a bullying situation by the school principal Ahmet Aktürk and teacher Mustafa Önlen, who built a small hut for him in the schoolyard. They envisioned that by feeding and taking care of the sweet puppy, students would develop a sense of responsibility and empathy. Mr. Önlen said, "We noticed incredible changes in the children. The students took responsibility by feeding the dog. They started going to school more. They started not bullying each other because they knew the dog's story. They even see that the dog is called outside during recess and take him inside and warm him by the stove." Sadly, Findik passed away due to an illness, but his brief mission had a lasting effect on his young friends and the entire school community. With loving condolences to all at the Kayacik Martir Halluk Yilmaz Primary School, may sweet Findik rest happily in heaven's embrace as we pray that children everywhere grow up loving and kind.